Hello? It's awfully dark. Is anyone there?
What?
Was that an owl?
No, owls go who?
Oh, Oscar, you went what? Oh, so you're like a person.
Yes.
Wait, is this person Ham Coles?
I have been known to be called by that name, yes.
Oh my god, the Ham Coles? Sort of writer, director, costume designer, cannibal, sort of mad scientist.
Bit of everything, yeah.
A little bit of everything.
I call myself an all-rounder.
Part fly.
Yeah, I've been known to... people call me fly-coded.
Fly. Thank you for joining on the podcast today. Welcome back to Before Extinction, the podcast for artists, by artists, right before the end of the world. Now, Ham, Firebringer, as you like it, Lyle the Crocodile.
Not what it's called!
What was it called?
It's called Levi, a killer new musical. You're gonna get me... Pasek and Paul are gonna come to my house and
they're
kill
gonna...
me.
So, Firebringer, as you like it.
Levi, a killer new musical.
A killer new musical. The guy who didn't like musicals, Much Ado About Nothing, and of course, Pain in the Neck. Ham Coles, you started as backstage crew, grew into costume design, practiced a little acting, and then evolved to even write and direct your own plays. Tell us about how that transformation worked, and what role did you like the most?
Well, it's really funny, actually. I stage managed Firebringer, but I actually worked myself up to that a little bit more. I did stage crew for SpongeBob all the way back in 2022, right as I graduated high school. And I also did stage crew for The Trail to Oregon, which is another Star Kids show. I tend to do a lot of those. But basically, I was able to work my way up to where I am now by sort of starting as like a fanboy, if you will, because I was obsessed with SpongeBob and I was idolizing absolutely everyone in that show because I love that show.
SpongeBob?
Yes, the SpongeBob musical.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Of course. Do you have a favorite character?
Yes, it's the news reporter Perch Perkins. And also, I love Plankton and Karen from the show and from the musical. They're fantastic. If I could play any character in SpongeBob the musical, it would be one of those three. I adore them. But anyway, yeah, no, basically, as stage crew, not that it's not an important role, but you feel very small. And you feel sort of... I felt very astonished by the world that I found myself in the theater, because it was very unfamiliar to me. But
and at the time, were the actors like big shot actors? Like, oh my gosh.
To me, they were. Yes. Now looking back on it, I can go, wow, what losers. But at the time, I was just like starstruck by being in a theater and being able to help actors because I was just so obsessed with musicals. But yeah, no, those years of doing stage crew were very useful because you just make the right connections, you know, and you learn from the people around you.
Would you say it's given you insight as an actor for what you, like, where you have to pose on the stage, what you have to do and be mindful of for the stage crew?
Honestly, not really, because stage crew, yeah, good question, jackass. I just give people props, basically.
Yeah. Fair enough. And so what was the transformation from stage crew to costume design?
I honestly don't know. I've been obsessed with character design for a very, very long time. Just one of those kids who sits at the back of math class designing OCs, and also still somehow scoring very fantastically in maths. Don't know how that happened. But I always liked how characters looked visually, and I wanted to focus in on that. And I never really considered doing costume design until the lovely Michael Haratzis reached out to me and was like...
Shout out to Michael.
Shout out, Michael. We love Michael Haratzis. Full name every single time for me for some reason. Just one of those people. I mean, I'd been friends with Michael since SpongeBob, and we had done so many shows together, and it meant a lot to be able to help them out with such a crucial part of the guy who didn't like musicals. And I had been obsessed with that show pretty much since it came out in 2018. I don't recall. But yeah, no, it was kind of crazy. I didn't have any experience at all, and I did like the best job anyone's ever done. So
yeah, those costumes were incredible. Having seen your shows myself, the stuff you do with UV paint is really interesting.
Not my idea, but my execution.
Working with directors so closely, designing their costumes, did that lead you to direct and write yourself?
That's a really funny story, actually. the reason that I got into writing and directing is because I wanted to put on this is kind of crazy to think about. I hadn't thought about this in ages. But there is a band called The Mechanisms.
It starts to flowing, then we will drink drink to our boy Jack when the whiskey it starts to flowing, then let's just pour it fast.
I'd buy
Shout out to Johnny Sims.
Shout out to Johnny Sims.
Statement of.
Statement of Ham Coles. Shout out to Johnny Sims. But yeah, there's a band called Mechanisms. Well, there was. But they did an album of, I think, Greek or maybe Roman mythology. I'm not big on myths. Called Ulysses Dies at Dawn. And I wanted to make a stage adaptation of that. I was in contact with Johnny Sims, back and forth emails, trying to get that going.
No way.
Yahweh.
Yahweh?
Yes, the Lord above. Trying to get that going, and it's just it was difficult because the band had been broken up for several years, and it was not something not a decision he could make on his own. But anyway, I pitched the show anyway, just because for innovation spot, which is sort of for smaller student written shows, that sort of thing, and it didn't go through. But what did go through was a spot which was open for the spot was open for one show, and then the spot was accepted for a spot, just another round of spots. Felt like I was at a Dalmatian parade. But yes, so
spots being different sort of
slots for shows to be in. It was it could be one big show, and someone was like, "Oh, I want that slot for 4 small shows." And then so I was like, "Well, my show didn't go through. I'm gonna pitch to this because they'll feel bad for me and they'll let through whatever I decide to pitch." So I decided I would pitch the most deranged thing possible, which was a musical parody of Lyle Lyle Crocodile, a children's a musical movie hardly anyone had ever seen, but had become a massive inside joke between me and my friends because we watched it and we figured this is actually the most insane movie that's ever been put to screen. La, 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 la. So I made a musical parody of that with my dear friend Daniel. And we just were like, what if the crocodile, as well as singing and dancing, killed and ate people? And that was pretty much the whole plot. And he gets shot at the end and dies, and there's no moral. I just wanted to do something stupid and see how far I could take it. And it went very far. A lot of people, even just on the closing night of the show, were like, when's the next one? I need to know more. And I was like, dude, he died. What do you want?
Lyle Frankendile.
No, Frankenstein musical was actually on earlier that year. It's funny.
Fair. After, of course, your parody, you then created a wholly original work.
Yes.
Pain in the Neck.
A campy, vampy comedy, as it became known. Well, the only reason I did that show is because,
You lost a bet?
No, not quite. My friend was like, I really want you to pitch for this spot, because I know you're good at doing shows, and we also just need a show for this spot. This was the year after Levi Killing a Musical. And they were like, please, please, please. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And they were like, please, 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 please. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And then they were like, okay, I'll buy you a Long Island iced tea if you let me talk you through this musical slot. And I went, I'm gonna get a free Long Island iced tea, and all I have to do is sit and listen to this guy. But that's not what actually ended up happening, because he did end up convincing me over that Long Island iced tea, and I'm still mad about that.
How dare he?
Yeah, truly. But yeah, no, that year I had watched Dracula, A Comedy of Terrors in London, and I was like, wow, that was a great show, and I thought it would be better. There were a lot of jokes that I was like, I'm not a fan of. So I was like, I could just do that, but better. And that's where it started. It's not where it ended up, and I'm so glad it's not. It really morphed into its own thing with the creative partner that I had. But yes, I worked alongside the brilliant Milo Kid, because they overheard me talking, I might do a vampire play, and they were like, if you do a vampire play, you have to let me also do the vampire play with you. And then I was like, I guess this is gonna be a thing now. And then it was, and you can watch it on YouTube.
And it's very good. One of the pizza guys is very, very, very handsome.
Don't listen to him. It's not true.
Hey, you don't know which pizza guy I'm talking about. Well,
I feel mean now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the real moral of the story.
Yeah, look up Pain in the Neck, a campy, vampy comedy on YouTube.
Now, speaking of transformation, we were all there when the first victim appeared on the news. A corpse impaled on the branch of a tree, 2 punctures to the neck, drained of all blood. Ham, I can't help but notice, I mean at the risk of sounding rude of course, that you're an awful lot paler than normal. That your eyes have a glassy sheen to them. That your arms are longer and your ears are pointier. Hypothetically, of course, if you were to be a vampire, could you explain a sort of like lifelong sort of like question I've had? Like the teeth, right? The 2 like long fangs. Are they so like do you stab them in and then suck out the blood through the fangs like a straw, like a mosquito does? Or are the fangs they're just there to make a puncture on an artery? Or like are the fangs purely cosmetic?
Well, hey, that is a great question. And first of all, I'm looking paler because I have polymorphic light eruption. It's a skin condition,
Oh,
actually.
I'm so sorry.
So I don't get out much on account of burning up in the sun, quite literally. But also because I'm a vampire, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like a weird overlap.
Mm.
Yeah, so I am a day walker, but I do still
It's still burning.
I still burn up. It's really unfortunate.
So then, with the fangs,
Yes,
what
of
is the
course.
deal?
It's almost like a snake venom sort of thing. It's yeah. So it makes the victim bleed more.
Yeah.
Makes them die faster.
Yeah.
And also then it has that toxin in it where if they drink your blood, then that triggers them to become a vampire. It's that whole thing. So yeah, it does help with the blood drinking process, but no, it's not quite like a straw.
And with the transformation, like, is that like conscious? Do you have to like quickly make sure they aren't transforming? Like, how did you get turned?
Oh, it was eons ago. I just
Wait. How long have you been 21? Wait, 21?
I am. Yeah, 2100.
2100?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite century?
I mean, that one was pretty good.
That one, 2100?
Like, they just kind of get worse as you go.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just keep making the same old shows since
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Oh, this is why you're in theatre. You're trying to bring that back.
Yeah, like, I knew that guy, and I'm like, I'm gonna one-up him.
You're
I'm
gonna
do
one-up
his
him?
characters better.
Well, speaking of which, you weren't actually always
Which?
in which? Sorry. Now, as far as my research goes in the last decade, you weren't always in theatre. Initially, you went to university for design. With a minimal budget, though, you always found ways to imbue costumes with extraordinary, like, subtle hints to the character's personality and maybe even foreshadow their fate later in the play. For example, in Macquarie's version of The Guy Who Doesn't Like Musicals, the original musical just has everyone wearing office get-up, and when they get transformed by the musical zombies, it's the same costume, plus or minus a bit of blue goo. With your version, it's the office get-up, and when they're transformed, they're almost, like, yassified?
Yeah, that is a pretty good way of putting it, actually.
Like, the office shirts become transparent plastic, sort of like the office skirts become sort of like neon ribbon type things. What is your source of inspiration when it comes to like costume design and set design?
Well, first of all, the way I'm able to do stuff on such a tight budget and with such detail is because I'm crazy.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Yeah, I get on a project and I think about it so hard that I lose my mind, and then the project is me and I am the project. And it's fantastic because I am fantastic. What was the question again?
Where are we? Why are we in a padded room?
Happening?
What's happening? Do your costumes, like, do you take costume design or practice from any particular inspiration? Is this all whole cloth, all original?
I don't know anything about costume design. I never watched any seminars, read any books about it. I just have an eye for this thing, I guess. I mean, we did a theater class in a design school, but it hardly focused on costume design. And that was like after I was working on The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals already. So I don't know, it comes from within, I suppose. I look at costumes and I go, yep, that's good. And everyone else goes, yeah, that's good. So they're good, because I'm good.
Maybe you're using that vampire hypnosis then, and it's all just a trick.
You can't tell people that, because then it doesn't work.
Maybe you're not using that vampire hypnosis then.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
not.
You're
Joseph.
not
Yes.
Joseph. You are not
I'm
Joseph.
not, yeah, sure,
I
that's
am
fine too.
Joseph.
Yes.
Sorry, I just blacked out for a second
Don't
there.
worry about it.
Do you have a favorite thing that you've made?
Oh,
Because outside of theatre, you have also made some weird stuff.
I have
A lot of teeth.
a lot of teeth. Yes. Well, I mean, I do love teeth, as you know. And there is a character in Nerdy Prudes Must Die, Nibble and Ephim, one of the Lords in Black, the Eldritch Gods of Hatchetfield, who is dressed up all pretty in pink, with a big lollipop, and just the wildest costume design. Not the wildest costume design, but one of the... I like it a lot. I like this costume a lot, and I like this character a lot, even though their whole thing is sort of like... pretty much that's it. But yeah, way back in, gosh, it might have been 2023, my friend was moving away, and they love Nibble and Ephim. And it comes in the form of a doll as well in the online spin-off series Nightmare Time, which I haven't watched very much of because I didn't like it. But it comes in the form of a doll as well, and I took it upon myself to recreate that. Dying teddy bears, ripping them apart, shoving teeth all over the place. That was very fun.
For a while, you've been making these occult effigies?
Oh, yes. And I had to... I came into possession of a great deal of money. Not a great deal, but at the time it was a great deal of money, and I figured, actually, I'm not gonna put this in savings. I'm going to use all of this gift card to make a stage, accurate recreation of Nibble and Ephim's costume from Nerdy Prudes Must Die. And I did that. And I wore it to a convention, and everyone thought I was Pinkie Pie, but I still had a great time.
Well, as a person familiar with the Eldritch Gods, I think you did an incredible job.
Thank you very much. It is, one of the most uncomfortable things I own that can be worn on a human body, but, suffering leads to looking cool, is what everyone has said all the time, and I didn't just make that up. Yeah.
Since the Dark Ages.
Yes. Yeah. You weren't around, so I know actually better than you.
No, well, that's exactly... Well, this is why older people are so powerful.
Yeah.
Just because of innate rights, really. And that's why they should probably, hold power over all of our parliaments. Now, throughout fiction, mankind has identified several different kinds of vampire. You have your creepy Nosferatus, your sexy Edward Cullens, your charming Lestats, your algebraic Counts, your sexy Choculars. What type of vampire would you want to be?
Anything remotely similar to Dio Brando. Part 1 and part 3, I love JoJo's and I love Dio.
So sort of part megalomaniacal, part sort of manipulative, part charming.
Yeah, just sort of a hater and a killer for the love of the game. Because, Dio doesn't really... He pretends to have, a tragic backstory at one point, and then Speedwagon's like, that is a load of rubbish, because I have that backstory, and I'm a really nice guy. And then Dio's like, oh, crap. And then becomes a vampire and tries to kill everyone.
You got me.
Yeah, you got
I'm
me.
evil.
Can't express the fact that the first thing this man does on screen is to kick a dog in the face really hard for no reason. He's just evil for the love of the game, and that's how I would be if I was immortal, and it's not very...
there is something to respect. There is something to respect about just being a plain old evil vampire, though. It keeps it simple. It keeps it you're not trying to hide anything. You're not trying to be charming or seductive. It's just, I'm here to drink blood, kill innocents, and sometimes I promote cereal brands.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's traditional. So what do you think of all these new vampires where it's all hoity-toity, oh, I'm a killer Bella, I'm struggling with my morality.
Ugh.
These
vampires
vegans.
these days.
Vampires these days.
I mean, I am a hater, and I hate on them a little bit, but, be who you are, just, make sure to kill and eat people still, though, because, gotta keep that up for, the blood economy and that sort of thing. And I mean, I do not mind being a little bit charming. Dio Brando is a little bit charming.
Kind of. Actually,
he's got something happening with Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He's not seductive, but he doesn't try to be either.
He's not trying that hard, but he just kind of is.
Now, there's a bit of controversy surrounding the debate that musicals are a lesser form of theatre. Unlike your typical Shakespearean monologues or your Chekhov tragedies or your political stage plays, musical theatre can be seen as silly, surface level, mainstream, simply a form of entertainment and not a vehicle for serious discussion. Do you have a preference for stage plays versus musicals? And what do you think of musicals as a means to spread a message?
Well, I feel very silly right now because whilst I have to call myself a Shakespearean actor because the only shows I've acted in are Shakespeare shows. But beyond those shows and maybe one or two other plays, I don't really know anything about plays. I mean, I studied Shakespeare in school and I was like, cool. Didn't get that much out of it. I like it. Don't get me wrong, I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a big play or like literature person. So I gotta say I like musicals more. I'm a big old musical nerd, and I have been for 900 years.
900 years?
Yeah.
Well, there's something to that.
When they invented them.
When they invented them.
John Musical.
John.
My friend from school.
John Musical,
Yeah.
friend from school. Not to be confused with Jane stage play.
No. They had
They had
something going on.
Such a beef. They had,
Yeah.
but at the
also-
same time, like, you think they were, like,
I
I think.
think. So something was
Absolutely.
happening behind closed doors.
In Jeff Goldblum's The Fly, transformation outlined the consequences of reckless science. When it came to An American Werewolf in London, it was a metaphor about a man wrestling with his capacity for violence. When it comes to the horror genre, creepy crawlies and such like, I heard you're a man of acquired and excellent taste. So tell me, Ham, as a horror flick fan, what do you think is the role of gore in film?
Joseph, I've only seen one horror movie in my life.
What? Wait, I've been drastically misinformed.
I've never told you that I've seen a lot of horror movies. I've only seen one horror movie, and it was last year.
What? Which one?
The new Nosferatu.
The new Nosferatu. Which? Okay, then I'll broaden it. In media, God, that is shocking.
I nearly shit myself. It was so scary.
Seriously?
Yeah.
From Nosferatu?
I was really scared.
Mr. Oh, it is me. The
Bounce on it, crazy
Bounce on it,
style.
crazy style.
Yeah, no, I like horror. I haven't seen a lot of it.
I'm now imagining you going to the first horror film and going,
I need
wait,
to-
guys,
yeah.
horror's scary?
Yeah, I was like against it. I was like, stop! I don't
Wait,
like it.
Wait, they kill people in horror movies?
Yeah, no. What you're finding out today is that I'm a huge fraud.
Yeah. Well, okay, then what attracts you to all the sort of like icky bicky sort of weird stuff then?
I mean, I just think it's cool. Like, the stuff that doesn't freak me out, I'm just like, that's cool. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm freaked out by that. I'm like, that makes sense, I guess. I mean, there's like a sort of sadistic aspect to it a little bit, but I'm just like, I just think it's neat.
Well, there's also a hidden value to what a lot of culture is sort of deemed a bit weird. I mean, I'm a big biology buff,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of weird facts about animals and organs that you don't typically bring up around the dinner table, but have a certain beauty to them.
I think that anything really can be a vehicle for serious, interesting, important messages, and I think anything can start interesting conversations, even if it's something bad, especially if it's something bad. I love bad things, evil things, and also stuff that's just not
Like
made-
low quality.
Like low quality. I think I love low budget stuff. It made me mad seeing how much Starkid had raised on their Kickstarter for Nerdy Prudes Must Die and Cinderella's Castle and the guy who didn't like musicals, but like the new one. Because I think all the best stuff comes from limitations. Whether you're limiting yourself by budget or limiting yourself to genres. But yeah, one of my favorite albums, Goths by the Mountain Goats, was made entirely without the use of any guitar, like electric or acoustic. And until that point, the Mountain Goats had used guitar for like everything. Don't quote me on that, but like everything. And so they were like, yeah, we're gonna do one without. And they made crazy stuff that they would never have made otherwise. And a lot of people were like, wow, that album sucked. There was no guitar in it. And I hope they're all dead. But yes, I think limitation breeds creativity and improvisation and just finding cool ways to get around obstacles. If you've got $1 bajillion and a bajillion talented people with another $1 bajillion to each of them, you're just gonna make boring stuff. I just feel like if you've got problems to work around, you find cool ways of getting around them, and that makes its way into the final product, and people can see the effort you've put into it that way as well.
Well, you could argue that this is a problem Hollywood and Disney is facing now.
Yeah,
they've
100%.
ramped up the budget because, movies used to be profitable because of the discs and the DVDs they sold.
Yeah.
Then they used to be profitable because, so many people would come and see the Marvel movie. That has since failed as a business strategy because the cost of movie production has just blown out exponentially. And so now they're stuck because they've hyped up the quality of Marvel movies. Oh, they're meant to be these big budget, like CGI, like ginormous gigaton sort of movies. But at the same time, they, one, can't really afford it. And two, it's trapped them. That every story, at least in Marvel movies now, has to be an escalation. Oh, you can't just wipe out half the universe. You have to wipe out all of it. And you see this with Doctor Who. You see this with a lot of sci-fi. And so you're saying it's better if things have limitations because then they can tell humbler stories.
Yes, in some ways, but also I just think people are too focused on money, and people who are consuming the movies and the shows are like consuming them for the wrong reasons. They have crazy expectations, which are just like pushing everything in the wrong direction. Like if someone, if like you said, they're trying to ramp up the stakes. If they went backwards,
The stakes?
sorry. What's the synonym for stake?
Heavy pointed wooden objects.
Yeah, sure.
They're trying to ramp up the
They're
heavy
trying to
wooden...
ramp up the heavy pointed wooden objects of each movies, and if they took a step backwards, they would never hear the end of it from fans. They'd be like, "Oh, but this guy could do this big thing in this movie," and I just
The
think
power scaling.
I think everyone should just take a step back and try to just enjoy things and not be like, "Oh, these guys, they messed up really bad. We can't keep watching these movies.
Boycott.
They made a bad writing choice." And people make bad writing choices. And they should be allowed to, I think. People should make worse movies that are lower quality and lower budget that make less money more. And I need to watch them on my desk by Monday.
Get me low quality pictures of Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Now, with your own transformation into a vampire, what is your strategy for avoiding the sun? And what are other lesser known vampire weaknesses that you just find really annoying?
Well, with my daywalker abilities, I technically don't need to avoid the sun, but I also happen to have polymorphic light eruption, like I mentioned earlier. And that can be sorted out with a quick sort of, what do you call it? Like
sunblock?
It's not sunblock, it's similar, but it's like powdery. And you put it all over your arms, and it's pink, and it's
dirt.
Weird. It's kind of like dirt, yeah. But that's only really helpful after I've burned up quite a bit, so I've got to sort of go into recovery mode.
Oh yes, into your coffin,
into my
stasis
coffin,
for another 100
Capri
years.
Sun full of blood.
Yeah.
What was the rest of the question?
What are some other lesser known vampire weaknesses that you just find so annoying?
Well, kids are out playing in the playground, they find some ants, got a magnifying glass, and they just turn the wrong way looking at you because you're going because you're like so hungry, and everyone makes that noise when they're hungry. But yeah, the kids turn to you holding the magnifying glass, sun shoots right through it, right into your eye, and you go, "Ah!"
Yeah.
That's really annoying when that happens, like every second
Hole
day.
right through the skull.
Yes!
Yeah,
Oh
yep.
my gosh.
And what about, like, you can't cross running water, you have to count...
Not that bad. I did my traveling in my day, so it's fine. When it comes to a stream, I just
And finally,
enjoy
of
it,
course, the crucifix and the letter T.
Ugh, don't even say
Oh,
it.
can't say it?
No.
Oh, it burns?
Ah! The one that gets me the most, though, is I love driving. I've got my red Honda, which I love more than life, my eternal life. But it's just so annoying when you're driving, and then suddenly, in front of you, merges a...
Oh.
I can't say it.
Oh, you're getting shivers.
It's
You're...
a Toyota Corolla. That is perhaps the most... Ugh.
And the T on the... Oh, sorry, once again. But the letter that shall not be named on the Corolla, it what blocks your vision?
It's
and
like twice as bad.
it's
Yeah.
twice as bad because of the
Yeah.
Corolla power. The horsepower.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What do you think people look for in the characters they act as? Why do you think people choose to be antagonists, choose to be love interests, choose to be heroes? Why do people really audition?
I think people love acting and love auditioning the same character over and over again, or even like multiple different vast varieties of characters, because we as humans, for the most of you humans, love to feel emotions, and there's not necessarily a place in our everyday life to feel the full spectrum of human emotion. But when you're an actor and you're playing a horrible villain, you can feel these horrible things that feel very evil and very free by doing that. You can feel sad when you need to work through something. You can work through your emotions by playing characters and putting a piece of yourself into them.
Interesting. So it's almost a form of therapy?
I wouldn't call it that.
It's almost a form of complete deluded madness?
Yes, yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. That's it, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the podcast today. I know that it's a little hot because the window is open.
There's some garlic in here.
Yeah, I had pizza at Italian last night.
Okay.
Yeah. And I do actually clean my desk with sanitizer blessed by the Pope.
Right, that's what the sizzling was.
Yeah, and I can't say I'm Christian, but I am a big fan of the memorabilia. And you'll notice it's a bit of a mess here. I've spilled a bunch of beans that need counting.
Gosh, I'm not even gonna look.
Oh my god, sorry, this is so insensitive of me. Well, you know what? Next time, I'll let you drink just a small amount of blood. Okay. I'll find a victim, and we can have that as like our lunch before the podcast. Yeah. Sure. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. Hope you had a good time. And
go to youtube.com and watch Pain in the Neck, a campy vampy comedy. It is very funny. It's about vampires and gay people and gay vampires, and they're awesome. Second of all, by the time this comes out, this should be announced, but Nerdy Prudes Must Die will be making its Australian premiere at the Lighthouse Theatre at Macquarie University. So go to the MacMS Instagram, go to their link tree, and get tickets. If the tickets are out by the time this comes out, I don't know, but keep an eye out. Keep an eye on the Instagram, follow the Instagram. Look for all the things. Look for MacMS, it's MACMS, or Macquarie Musical Society, and look out for that. And then immediately following that, I will be directing Sympathy Jones, a secret agent musical. I'm dropping a lot of things on Joseph right now.
Yeah, this is all news to me.
Please come check it out. Come audition, if that's still a thing. I don't know when this is coming out, but yeah. Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast.
No, thank you. Of course. Goodbye. Oh god, my thigh. You went for the thigh, not the neck.
I'm a freak.
So I can walk you to the door if you need to leave. Or...
Oh! 1, 2, 3.
So the bus stop's like nearby
4,
if you need to.
5, 6.
Oh,
you have beans in your room.
I do have a lot of beans in my room.
8, 9.
Yeah. 10. There's got to be at least 100. I can tell you now there's at least 100.
Well, I've got to get there first!
Yeah,
12,
yeah. God, these vampire weaknesses, man.
14,
Like, isn't one of them like I gotta throw
16,
salt over my shoulder and like, do you instantly die? Or
I actually haven't heard of that one. What are you on about?
I got it from ChatGPT.
Oh!
I know.
Now I've lost my place, but I'm killing kill you even more.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, well that's fair to be honest.